Hey everyone, welcome to your weekly Oracle forecast. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. We had a few different things come up, but today we are going to focus on the end of the month and perhaps the lessons you learned throughout the month, things like that. We're not really going to focus on next month too heavily, just a little bit, but I really want you to think about what happened this month, what you learned, what you experienced. It's kind of like honoring the end of the month. So that's kind of what I want to do today, but it'll be a choose your own card edition like I did last Monday. It was so cool and so fun to have you guys look at the cards and see which one you resonated with the most. You chose it, and that was kind of your main theme for the week. And I would love to hear from those of you guys who did choose a card last week. I would love to hear how it played out for you and what you resonated with. There was cat. There were things like that just some people really resonated towards one card or another, and they were like, yes, that's spot on for me. So hey guys, welcome. So yeah, I'm gonna tip the camera down like I did last time, and you're gonna see which card you resonate with the most. There's a little bit of a twist with this one, but I won't spoil it. I'll just see what you guys are vibing with. So before I tilt it down, hey guys, I want you to just take a deep breath and don't overthink. And whichever card calls to you first, try to go with that card. We had people last time go, shoot, I should have gone with that card because that's the one I resonated with first. And that kind of is how it works. So just take a deep breath, and I'll tilt the camera down, and then you're going to get to choose one of three cards. One is an Avalon card, one is an animal card, one is a numerology card. And I'm going to be reading all three of these, so don't worry about it. The lesson is in all of them, but for you, when you pick a specific card, that's going to be the main theme of the week for you. In addition to all of them, the main focus. So without further ado, I will go ahead and I need to pull up my feed on my phone so that I can see you guys' comments and everything as I'm doing this live. So let me make sure that I can do that as people are settling in. Hello. Okay, it is not happening. I've had a lot of tech issues lately. It's not even Mercury retrograde yet, but that's coming up next month. I'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. I don't want to talk about it right now before we do this. Some people get freaked out about it, so we'll talk about it later. Cool. I pulled it up, and then I could see your comments, so let me make sure my phone is down too so that you guys don't get all annoyed by this. All right. Then I can see your comments, so let me make sure my phone is down. It is not too, so that you guys don't get all annoyed. Thank you for being with me throughout the production issue. Okay, got it. All right, cool. So, tilt it down. Okay. Which one of these cards are you resonating with? Don't worry about which is which. Don't worry about which one's the animal, which one's the number. If you're new to this, don't worry about that stuff. Just worry about which one you're resonating with the most. Sometimes it's best to go with your first impression. And I'll go ahead and call this one 1, this one 2, and this one 3 to make it a little bit easier for you to remember. 1, 2, 3, which one are you vibing with? Some are saying purple. I love the color purple too. My far left. Well, it's reversed here, so I'm not sure which one you mean. Is it 1, 2, or 3? Cool. Wow. So a lot of you guys are vibing with this one, right? Is that what you mean by 3 then? I would think, because I'm saying 1, 2, 3. Interesting. Oh, we have a 2. And for those who are curious, this is the animal card, this is the Avalon card, and this is the numerology card. But that's not important. Just tell me which one you're vibing with. And then when I reveal, that will be your primary card for this week. Even though all 3 of them will resonate, the one you choose will be your primary card. And I'll give everyone a couple more seconds. And I really advise you not to change your mind once you pick it. It's usually best to go with your gut. So, alrighty. Did anyone pick 1? Can I get a thumbs up? Did anybody pick 1? I don't think anybody did. So, in any case, this will be relevant for everybody watching, so don't worry about it if you didn't pick it. We have the Wind Fairy. Look at her. She's awesome. So the Wind Fairy is about the intellect, because the element of air is intellect. And we've had a lot of bird stuff lately with our oracles, so that's a little bit about that. So intellect, analysis, words, thoughts. This is the thinker. This could be a bit of inspiration too. And I'll read you a little bit about Earth Fairy from the book, so that I want you to get the overall, impression of this card and hear the whole thing. I really love reading from the deck as well. But of course, you guys know I give you my own insights too. So let's hear a little bit more about Wind Fairy. The Wind Fairy whispers that the power of thoughts manifests the unseen into the physical. Take time to observe your predominant thoughts. Are they positive? Do they reflect empowering concepts? Or are they negative and disempowering? When you tune into how your mind is focused, you will surely see the relationship between your environment and the thoughts you're thinking. To change the world of outer conditions, you must first change the way you think. The Wind Fairy also reminds you of the power of intellect, as this is a good time to use the power of your analytical mind. Think before you act. This is not the time for impulsive action. A well-thought-out strategy will yield a positive result. Wonderful. And I want to mention here that the way I kind of figured it for this oracle today, since we're at the very end of the month, we're not quite into August, but we're almost there. I want you to think of these as kind of the closing of this month, the closing of July, what you learned, what the themes were. Perhaps some of you were more logical. Perhaps it was hard to be logical in a month 7, which is a lot about spirituality. Let me know what was going on in your mind this month. Were you peaceful like this, or were you a little bit more stressed out? Let me know. I'm very curious about how this played out in your month. And I want to mention, too, the numerology of this card, 29. So that is a lot about the intuition with that 11. And it's funny, I just saw Jamie come in, and she brings those 11s like crazy. So that's pretty cool. So no, the 11 is a lot about using the intuition in a little bit more of a logical way, because it's the double 1. It's that masculine. It's the logical, things like that. So to me, 11 is about the feminine intuition, but it has more of a structure to it. So think about that in regards to your month. All right, so who chose 2? Did anyone choose 2? Oh yeah, Jamie chose 2. Cool. All right, I saw a few of you guys choose 2. So this is the animal medicine for this week. And once again, the emphasis is on the end of this month. On Friday, it'll be more of an emphasis on what's coming in the month, because you guys, there's a lot coming. I'm not going to lie. But this is a little bit more about closure, endings, what we learned this month. So we have Spider. Spider, Spider, Spider. So what's really cool about Spider is, even though the number here equals to 7, which is the month we're currently still in, the spider is symbolic of the 8. The 8, which we're going into next month. So that's really interesting to note here. I'll read you a little bit about Spider, because in essence, Spider is the storyteller, Spider is the web weaver, but there's different meanings depending on what deck you're using. But I like to mix it up a little bit and take all the interpretations. So in some regards, Spider is literally writing. Literally, you need to write. You need a journal, write that story, write that screenplay, that kind of thing. In other cases, it's simply about weaving the web of your life, weaving the tapestry. So the poem that goes along with Spider is, Spider, weaving webs of delight, weave me a peaceful world, carry creation in your web, waiting to be unfurled. So once again, Spider is like the number 8 because of the 8 legs, and it's also like the infinity symbol and the 8, so which has been really sinky for me lately. So Spider weaves the webs of fate for those who get caught in her web and become her dinner. This is similar to humans who get caught in the web of illusion in the physical world and never see beyond the horizon into the other dimensions. The web of fate also represents a wheel of life, which does not include any alternatives or solutions. It is typically human to get caught in the polarity of good or bad without realizing that we could change it at any time. It really is about flip-flopping and saying, hey, this doesn't have to be bad, it could be good. Maybe some you thought was good turned out to be bad. It's okay. It's that motion. Think of the 8, think of the infinity. So a lot about this is about weaving. What are you weaving? What tapestry did you weave this month? Think about that. Think, use the logic, use the intellectual. Think about what you wove. What do you like about it? Look back on the month. Was it a hot mess? Are the threads falling all over the place? Are they coming out? Or is it really beautiful and neat and really, colorful? And what happened this month? How does spider represent what happened to you this month? And I should mention that spider, this got brought up a lot in, I'll tilt that for a sec. This got brought up a lot in recent personal readings, one in particular. So spider can be also about being a little too detail oriented. It is good, but you have to also use the medicine of eagle and other birds like that to be able to take a step back and see the whole tapestry. Sometimes we're just looking at one little thread in our tapestry, in our lives, and we forget to take a step back and go, oh my gosh, I created all of this? That's fabulous. That's awesome. No, instead we kind of nitpick like, oh my gosh, here's this little fly. I'm going to eat it, and I don't know if there's any more flies. I hope I catch more, and this and that. We get nervous and we get worried about weaving our lives, and this is really beautiful. Any web can be beautiful. And I know some of you guys probably don't resonate with spiders. You know what? I have a fear of spiders. A horrible fear of spiders. And I've been seeing so many of them lately because, of course, warm weather and stuff like that. But I try to take a deep breath and I try to go, what do you have to teach me? Besides scaring me to death, I take a deep breath and I go, all right, writing. I love to write. You just have to take a step back and go, okay, what is this telling me? Why did I see this? Of course, not everything has to mean something, but life is a little more interesting when it does mean something. When you can see an animal and go, wow, okay, how can I relate to that right now? How can I apply that medicine to my life? And that's what I try to bring you guys every week. Give you the animals and tell you how you could apply this specific medicine to your life, because each animal holds a very special medicine. This one is weaving. I want some of you to get out to literally write this week. I feel like some of you literally need to write, whether it's journaling or I'm getting a lot of storytelling though. I feel like some of you need to write a story, or maybe you've been wanting to write a story. Maybe you're at the end of the month and you're like, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. I didn't write the story, or I didn't do this and that. It's okay. We could have a fresh start tomorrow. So cool. I like that. Okay, so most of you guys picked numerology. Most of you guys said 3. Oh gosh, there's been a lot of comments now. Sorry. All right, so I know they don't always show up for me. So, all right, take a look at this. So, all right, remember I told you there's a little twist? Here's the twist. We have 2. Now, for those of you who picked the numerology card that you resonate with the most, which one or 2, break it down now. 1 or 2, which one are you leaning towards? They'll both be relevant, but we're going to break it down even further, even more specifically, 1 or 2. Even for those who didn't choose numerology as the one they resonated with, 1 or 2. Give you guys a few seconds. Got a couple 2s. The energy must be really good on this side of the table because everyone's choosing the cards on that side. Okay, lots of 2s. All right. Well, too bad. First, I'm going to show you the 1, okay? Oh, good. Okay, a couple 1s. So, these themes have been with us for weeks, you guys. And when I reveal this card, I really want you to think about what happened this month, what you learned, what you maybe still need to learn while we still have a few hours left in the month. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Remember how many times this has come up in readings? A lot. And once again, I feel like this may be a domestic thing, someone in your family. It could be someone you're working with. Did you forgive this month? Are you still holding on to something? And I want to mention too, this is very important. I would really like you to think about this. This tells me I don't want you to bring anything you didn't forgive or anyone you didn't forgive, that energy, into the next month. This is the chance to do whatever, to do a ritual if you want to, or just get on the phone. Forgive. How did you not? How did you not? And how did you? For those of you who have forgiven, how did you do it? What did it feel like? Do you feel like you could go forth into next month kind of feeling a little more like a weight's been lifted off of your shoulders? It's not an easy thing to do. Not at all. Who or what did you forgive? Maybe you forgave yourself. That's a big one. So once again, this reading is a little bit about coming out of July and what we learned. A little bit about where we're going, but more so I want you guys to concentrate on the ending of it. And of course we have that lovely 9 there with the endings. So, all right, the second numerology card, which some of you guys picked, is we got this one, I believe it was 2 weeks ago. I think so. So we have patience. Patience. So the culmination of July, there was a lot about forgiveness all month, and there was a lot about patience too. Actually, I think it was last week. I think it was when I pulled Ant. We had patience. So what do you think about this? How can you relate to this patience? Are you impatient? Are you too patient? You can be too patient. I have learned that the hard way. You can be too patient. So the 2, of course, is the energy of the beautiful feminine intuition, which again, we have that here with the 11. These go well together. She looks very patient. She's waiting. You need to perhaps be patient about what is going to pop in your head, what your intellect is going to bring up. You don't have to rush everything. And you don't have to force your intuition. Be patient. Let things come to you. That's what I'm getting at. Let things come to you. You don't have to chase after everything. And forgiveness. You know what? In order to forgive, you have to be pretty patient. You have to be patient with others. You have to be patient with yourself. How do these relate to you? What do you think? Yeah, always forgiveness. I know, right? We've gotten it so much. We're like, we get it, but maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Yeah, let me know. I love your comments, by the way. I'm reading them all as I'm scrolling here because it's not scrolling automatically. Her husband is super impatient. Okay. You know what? When you're impatient, ask yourself, why? Why am I impatient? Why do I want that thing so fast? Or why do I want this person to move faster? Or why do I want this situation to change very, very quickly? Everything in due time. That's what I try to tell myself. When I get impatient, I try to say, trust in the timing. Trust in the timing. And I'll read you guys the mantra that goes along with these 2 numerology cards so you can take them with you. So since a lot of people chose not only the numerology cards, but this one, how are you feeling about that? What do you feel about that? Relevant for a lot of you guys. So take this mantra with you throughout the week. As we go into the new month, I want you to remember to practice patience and be in the present moment too. So the affirmation here is, I patiently trust and surrender the outcome to the divine. I patiently trust and surrender the outcome to the divine. So it's kind of about saying that I've done all I can do. Here you go. And what a little useful visualization, because I do visualization guidance and meditation guidance, as some of you know. I want you to pretend that some of these expectations and some of these things that you put on yourself that you want now, pretend you put them in a balloon, blow the balloon up with your breath. You're putting that thought into the balloon using the air element. The air takes it away and release it. Release that. That's releasing expectation. Too many of us, we do that. We go, okay, I'll put it in the balloon. And then we let the balloon go, and then we keep reaching for the string. We're like, wait, I'm not done with that yet. I want to think about it some more. No, no, you could release it. It'll be totally fine. It's going to go off and do its own thing. So that's a little fun visualization to do. Just fill your balloon up. Pick whatever color. How about pick orange? Pick orange for your balloon. Imagine filling it up. Use your breath when you do this visualization. The deep breath and deep breath out. And imagine filling up the balloon with like the #1 thing on your list that you're so super impatient about, whether say you need your car to be fixed or you're waiting for a check or things like that. Just blow that balloon up and then bye. See it off on its merry way. Watch it until it disappears from sight, and then try not to think about it again. It will pop in your head from time to time, and don't beat yourself up about that. Just be like, oh no, it's gone, you know. Release, release, release. And for forgiveness, speaking of release, I'll read you the little affirmation that goes along with that to take with you throughout this night. So the affirmation here is, I create a happier future as I accept and forgive the past. I create a happier future as I accept and forgive the past. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Wow, yeah, you guys are resonating with this stuff. Cool, cool. Yes, perfect, perfect. And for those who watch on YouTube, you're like, who are you talking to? Well, now I created a channel called Live Facebook Oracles, so people will know that, you know, they're hosted on Facebook. And then, but of course, you guys are free to watch them on YouTube. It's more convenient for some people, so that's why I put them up there. So if you can't catch these live, you can always watch them whenever you want to on YouTube on my channel. So yeah, I hope that, you know what, let me show you the full spread one more time before we part. So once again, the intellect, the wind fairy, intuition balanced with logic. Take that with you. Spider, storytelling, weaving the web. You can weave weave the web. Weave the web. You're weaving your own web. Do you want it beautiful or do you want it to be a hot mess? Patience. Patience as you weave. Patience as you think. Patience as you forgive. And forgiveness. What don't you want to carry into next month? What don't you want to carry into next month? And how will these help you do that? So I hope that you enjoyed the reading. It was a really fun one. I really like doing these kind of choose your own adventure card things, and I hope you guys do too. So I hope your week is wonderful. Patience, forgiveness. Just, we're closing off the month. Honor the month. Next month is an 8. So we're going from the spiritual 7 to the more material 8. So it's kind of going to be a balance between the material and the spiritual for a little bit. Some of us will be drawn more towards things like finances and you know, material objects, clothes, cars, you know, anything to do with that stuff. We're going to be a little more focused on that, which that's totally fine. Guess what? We live in the 3D. Okay. I won't go off on a rant, but I do not dismiss the 3D because it's a cool place to live. Of course, we could transcend it and all of that, but it's a pretty fun place to be. So we're going to be a little bit more vibing with that next month. But I'll end it with this. There is so much going on next month that your head is going to spin. We have Mercury retrograde. I know, groan. Everybody groans about it. Mercury retrograde starts next month again. We have another planet going in retrograde as well. We have the eclipse. We have a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse. So there's just a million things going on, and it'll be a little bit of a roller coaster, but there's going to be a lot of healing. A lot of healing and a lot of insights. And a lot of kind of releasing the karmic binds, because the 8 next month, you know, 8 is, Spider 8, is a lot about kind of dipping back into lessons and dipping back out and and kind of how do I get off this roller coaster type of vibe. So we're going to learn how to get off that roller coaster. We're going to learn how to enjoy the roller coaster for what it is, by the way, the highs and the lows. So yeah, cool. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you on Friday for the Weekend Oracle Quickie. Bye, guys.